Fear does not exist in this dojo, does it? No sensei! Pain does not exist in this dojo, does it? No sensei! Defeat does not exist in this dojo, does it? No sensei! Cobra Kai!
Movie should be fun. Movie should be fun. Movie should be fun. Movie should be fun, yeah!
Hello, this is Grubby Phil and welcome to Movies Should Be Fun, although this is kind of a TV edition because Karate Kid is back in the form of a YouTube original series called Cobra Kai, and I could not be happier. When I heard this was happening, that you had William Zabka and Danny LaRusso, also known as Ralph Macchio, coming back to the Karate Kid, I thought, this is probably going to be good. I don't know why, it wasn't even cautious optimism. I just felt somewhere that they would do Miyagi proud. Pat Morita may be dead, but I just felt, I think there's mileage in this. You know, yes, they're bringing it back for nostalgia. Yes, they know people like me grew up in these films, and we're like, give us more! Which we like. But I felt this was a story where they really might actually have somewhere to go. Obviously, you had Karate Kid 2 and 3. These aren't ignored in this film, which I like because they weren't as good, but they had their moments. But this is really about that pivotal first confrontation, that first fight, his first learning of karate, and where that went, and how he's ended up now that Miyagi is gone. He's a middle-aged man, he has a family, this is Danny we're talking about. And on the other hand, Johnny, his life hasn't gone so well. He grew up in the rich area. Now he lives in the poor area in Reseda, where Daniel grew up. And they sort of done a swap. And the roles are... It's not a simple woof woof. It's different enough to maintain a level of being interesting. Neither of them are bad guys, is basically what we explore here. Daniel has become a less likable character, although some people say he wasn't all that likable to begin with. And I'm not one of them, but it's a valid theory. He is a dick quite a lot of the time. He's a sort of successful guy. He runs a car garage. You know, he's got kids. They're all nice and successful. And you've got Johnny, and he's got a sort of broken life. You know, his relationship has failed. He has a son who doesn't talk to him. And he's just drinking all the time and listening to music from the 80s. Nothing wrong with listening to music from the 80s, though. So we follow Johnny as basically he rekindles his interest in karate. He opens up a new Cobra Kai dojo. And Danny doesn't like this because he remembers Cobra Kai as the evil guys. But Johnny isn't that bad. And there's a lovely episode where they both go for a drink together. And unfortunately it falls apart. But you see that really, they're not that dissimilar. They just went very different ways. And in fact, at the very end, jumping ahead, there's a bit where Danny tells Johnny's son, your dad isn't a bad guy. He just had a bad teacher. The worst teacher. More on that to come. And it's true. You're just seeing what's happened to Johnny because he was taught terrible things. And yes, he's been a dick as well, and he could really have taken a bit more responsibility. Absolutely. But his life has gone in a bad way. So, through a weird sort of twist of events, you end up with Johnny running this dojo with a kid called Hawk, who used to make fun of because of his lip, but then he comes back as Hawk, and this cool girl who beats the shit out of people, and the sort of main character kid who we follow. He's kind of your Daniel stand-in a way. The kid is bullied at school, he's not very popular, he wants to learn karate from the guy he sees doing some karate, and that guy is Johnny, not Miyagi. And then through a weird twist of events that you'll have to watch yourself, Daniel ends up training Johnny's son, who's a cool kid too. He's kind of Daniel from the original films without the douchebaggery. He's, well, he is a douchebag, but for pretty much completely understandable reasons. You can see that underneath he has a heart of gold and a ponytail straight out of Power Rangers. He looks like Tommy the Green Ranger, and that is a fucking awesome thing. Woo! Love the Power Rangers. Anyway, so obviously you can kind of see where this goes. They end up at the All Valley tournament, which looks exactly the same, except they've changed the mat color, and I absolutely love that, because Daniel's on the board, you see. You could say it's a bit unrealistic they're hanging on to it, and maybe it is, but the whole kind of point of the show is that these two guys have never really moved on from this period of their life. Although Danny is successful, it's still all about bonsai trees and getting his dojo back. He misses that part of himself, and he's never really got past it. And he's on the board of the All Valley tournament. So it's a nice almost metaphor for the fact that he is stuck there, and so is Johnny. And so therefore the whole kind of karate in the valley is kind of stuck in the 80s, but not in a sort of awesome hot tub time machine way. More in a sort of, no one really cares about this anymore. But Cobra Kai brings it back a little bit better. You know, you've got posters of Danny up because he's a winner. No posters of Johnny. He was a winner too. Where's the posters of Johnny? Yeah, it was Cobra Kai and they've now been banned. That gets overturned, of course. So, yeah, I guess you saw where this was going. Daniel's fighter, who is of course Johnny's son, fights Johnny's guy. I won't tell you who wins. You can watch it. I've spoiled enough of it already. But basically, one of the guys wins, but it's not an entirely happy ending. Daniel then decides that he's opening a Miyagi-Do dojos because karate has to be taught the right way to kids around here. Johnny returns to his dojo, and who is waiting in the shadows? Well, who is waiting in the shadows? We knew this would probably happen. This is where I start to get cautiously optimistic. It is, of course, John Kreese, his old sensei, who must be like 100 by now, but he still seems to be pretty awesome, even though we only see a glimpse of him. In season 2, I hope they keep things relatively grounded as they have been. Of course, it's still a bit ridiculous. It's Karate Kid, but it's not moustache twirling villains, which is one of the problems that happened with the sequels to Karate Kid. You had Miyagi's old rival from school in the second one, who is good and has some depth and has redemption, so overall I like him, but he gets a little moustache twirling at times, especially I think it's his nephews, like his enforcer. The third one, you've got Terry Silver, and now we'll talk about the third one day. I love Terry Silver, but moustache twirling. Also has the ponytail. Also has the Green Ranger ponytail. I wonder if there's a connection there. I hope they keep it relatively realistic. I hope this guy returns like a sort of abusive father figure, which is basically what he was to Johnny. And Johnny loves and hates him. He didn't have a relationship with his own father. He had his sensei, who for a while was probably the world to him, who he realizes was toxic. But Cobra Kai, never dies. Fear does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, sensei! Cobra Kai is great. Sign up to YouTube Premium, YouTube Red, whatever it's called in the country where you live, and watch it. I know there's 1,000 subscriptions now, Netflix and Amazon and YouTube. But you don't have to sign up for them forever. And you'll probably get through Cobra Kai pretty quickly because it is pretty awesome. Was Cobra Kai fun? Cobra Kai was pretty much everything I wanted it to be. Yes, it was fun. I don't really have any complaints. Does every episode run absolutely perfectly? Of course not. Does it take maybe a little bit longer than it should to really sort of get into it and get going? Maybe. But at the end of the day, these are really small nitpicks for what is a really, really good show. Okay, everybody, with me now. Wax on! Wax off, wax on, wax off, sand the floor, sand the floor, sand the floor, sand the floor, paint the fence, paint the fence, paint the fence, paint